Coming down.
Does he have it?
Medeiros is going to get it.
They're going to toss it. They haven't got it.
He's on the outside line though, going into the fastest corner on the circuit. Surely this can't work.
Dominic Ligner has got a sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's caught back into play. Exactly. Miller's still such trouble. He's not on second and change. All of a sudden Miller's back in play.
Can Barry do it? Big Barry's going to do it. Big Barry! Good evening and welcome to the LSRL F1 live from the Hungaroring. I'm James Parfitt. I'm going to be joined in the booth by the one, the only, the Mr. Mighty Biggles this evening. And as you can see here, we have gone into qualifying, ready to go live this evening with 15 minutes of qualifying remaining. And before we go into the 3-lap sprint, and then we go into a 39-lap feature, let's bring Biggles into the booth. Biggles, good evening, sir. How are you?
Good evening. I'm very, very well, thank you. Because Budapest nicknamed the city of barbs with around 450 of those public barbs in Spa. And we're going to need them in such hot temperatures here today. One man definitely has found a way to plug up as many leaks as possible in the championship, of course, and that will be Mr. J Smart, leading the Drivers' Championship as we go progressing further and further into the race season.
Yeah, it definitely is. He's pulling away. We've also got the Teams Championships. We will bring them up for you shortly as we're on board with Mason Sagar currently at the moment. Matt Miller, of course, you can see there on the bottom, set in purples in Sector 1. Green in Sector 2 before we go into Sector 3. Hungaroring, completely different racetrack to what we saw last week at Imola.
It is the Monaco without the barriers, isn't it?
Yeah,
as they tend to call it. 2.7 miles, of course, with 2 DRS zones, and the rundown at Turn 1 and Turn 2 produces plenty of overtaking opportunities and plenty of elevation roller coasting rides as the drivers and the fans will be, well, the drivers will provide all those fans and everybody out in the chat, hello, with plenty of entertainment here in this track that was around since the 80s, I believe there, James.
It was, yeah. Good evening, JD. Hope you are well there. Third and Dunst. I'm not sure that's a thing. I think third would have been better. So there we go. But thank you so much for joining us this evening, guys. Don't forget you can subscribe, turn on the bells, give the video a big old thumbs up. That would be absolutely amazing. We've got a couple of new people on track. Grigor Georgiev has joined us this evening, and also Jim Weaver is another new one who is on track currently at the moment. You see Grigor there currently driving around quite happily. He's coming down from turn 11 on that run down into 12. We've got, of course, John Silver here as well. Dylan Gonaz has just gone up into 8th place. As you can see, his DRS wide open there, and everybody else is currently setting their lap times. Anthony Giuliano is another one from the Blue Ballers in the beautiful Racing Point pink livery after they decided there was too much blue on the grid, so they went for pink. Well, it's just as manly colour as ever, I guess, Biggles.
Well, back in the Victorian era, my friend, boys used to be dressed in pink and girls were dressed in blue. And somewhere along the line, that was switched all around. So they're switching it all around here mid-season here for the Lightspeed Racing F1. And yeah, well, you said Jimmy Weaver. It came to my mind Eddie Cheever as a US driver in Formula One, one of the US drivers back in the day as well, too. So sorry, Weaver, that rhymes with Cheever, but hey, you're still a US driver and you're still racing in a Formula One car. That's good to see.
Yes, Eddie Cheever.
Yeah, remember when he used to race back in the day, mate? I think that was the 80s, wasn't it?
80s, long, long time
yeah.
ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So there we go. But we are 9 minutes left of qualifying currently at the moment, and we've got Jay Smart on pole on a 1:15.760 for our 3-lap sprint. And then the 3-lap sprint result sets the grid for the 39-lap feature. Last time out in Imola, it was Nathan Graham, Matt Miller and Elliot Borg taking the podiums here. And, well, that was an interesting race. If you haven't watched it back, you should definitely go back and have a look at it and see what actually happened at the tough streets. The tough street, well, it's not really a street circuit, but a tough circuit that is Imola there as well, as we go on board with Lindsay Green, currently in 21st. No time on the board, so hopefully this time around we should see a time there. We do have some pictures and pictures. We've got Jay Smart back again, and Zachary Kokis is in the picture this week, so we will focus on them at some point as the evening goes on there. So a couple of nice little additions as the evening goes on. But Elliot Borg currently at the moment is sitting in 4th place. Matt Miller has got purple in sector 1, green in sector 2.
Oh,
and I'm not sure
not like that there, James.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what he does in sector 3, to be honest. It was purple and green, and then torpedoed the barrier. So that was nice, I guess.
Jay Smart looking to improve for sure here, I'd have to say. He wants to secure the deal there. He realizes how important it is to get a pole position leading up into the sprint race. That is an improvement there from the clutches of Wild Racing team, Mr. Jay Smart. 15.2, I think, on the dial there. So an improvement's better than none. And that is the range that everybody else needs to touch right now if you want to be able to bring it to the man that's leading the championship as well.
Yeah, we will have a look at the championship spread standings after the 3-lap sprint, guys. We were trying to sort out some issues before, so we were a bit late getting in, but we will bring you the results of the current championship standings after the 3-lap sprint during that brief 5-minute warm-up there as well, where you just listen to the sultry tones of me and the wonderful, mighty Australian Biggles. What more could you ask for when we're sitting here waffling on quite nicely about various things, normally about Timo Glock throwing the Brazilian Grand Prix?
Oh, here we go. I thought it was more about food as well too, mate, because you should be hungry if you're here in Hungary.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on Zachary. He just set the purple sector. I think it might have been replaced, but the 82 machine of the other clutches of Wells Racing, that's Zachary you'd mentioned. Let's see if Zachary's going to be able to improve out. Ellie Borg set a Pavas's first sector as well. Another contender to keep an eye on as the dying stages of qualifying are now reminding. So what lap you're on essentially probably will be it. Well, you have a little bit more time, don't you? But how much do you have?
Well,
it says 9 minutes and change, but
it's quite interesting with Zach. He's, of course, there's another man on the picture. He doesn't drive in VR, so that's quite nice that we can actually see Zach here. And as I say, he doesn't drive in VR. He is there driving. He drives very high compared to what normally you would expect. You wouldn't expect people sort of that high in that position, really. He looks very above his monitors, where a lot of people sit below their monitors. So Zachary there, different form of driving style this evening. So
yeah, it's good to see those pictures, isn't it? And you can see how much of the screen's much widen around, because he's looking to the right-hand side as well, which one of the monitors you can see. You can't see the monitor across ahead of him. He's probably got a monitor over to the left, so he's got one of those big 360 kind of things around him. He's riding it like a racehorse, isn't he? Sitting on top of it. But hey, whatever works, whatever floats your boat. Jay Smart even going quicker as well.
Yeah, he looks like he almost looks like he's got a triple monitor setup, but they kind of wrap round him, which is quite nice.
Yeah.
Even that, I don't think he's got an ultra wide, because that's a very big ultra wide to wrap round.
That's multiple screens for sure, I have to say there, James.
I was going to say, he's definitely not doing that. Aha, yes, I guess. Good evening, boss. Good evening, JD. Thank you again for joining us, mate.
Jay Smart, purple 1, purple 2. I think
flying.
he's going in the late. If he can break this in the low 14s, this is a statement set right now. Oh, power slide out of the corner might cost him a little bit here. But has he made it up, James? He's only got one more corner to go. He's definitely going to go quicker. Will it be quick enough to make the 14s? Maybe not. 13 ones. We'll see. There it is, 15 flat. Sorry. Yes.
15
so he
flat.
could have did the 14s, James. He could have, but that little mistake.
Yeah, that mistake at the end there cost him, I think, as well. He nearly was closely there. And nearly had it there as well. So this is going to be an interesting one. As you can see, the times on the board, we've got a second between first and third. Can Mac Miller improve, though? He's got a lot to try and improve. A whole nearly 9/10 of a second for Matt Miller. So it's going to be interesting to see what he does. But I think this could be a very spicy race, mainly from about third downwards. Third down to ninth. They're all sitting around about the same sort of time. I'm just hoping Matt Miller and Jay Smart don't run away with it, Biggles. I think that's sort of a thing that we really kind of don't want in it, because this track is notoriously hard to overtake on anyway without two people pulling away and not really being able to fight.
It's the trend that's been happening, isn't it, after the sprint races? Yeah, the P1's going to tend to run away. Usually we're talking about Nathan running away recently, aren't we? But he's not in this race this evening. Man, that's sixth in the championship. That was like 16th or so in the championship just about a month and change ago. So that's definitely been an improvement. Today, not here to be able to gain any more of an improvement. So a bit of a breather there for the other drivers. But you're right, James. It's about getting a good launch off to start there. It will. I think the eyes will have to be on your P3, P4, P5, especially in the sprint race where they're going to go for it, where they don't usually go for it in a 3-lap sprint and then get ready for your feature race after that.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that they, make it through, should we say, the beginning, the opening laps of the sprint. Because it's 3 laps, isn't it? So it breeds that mentality of sort of we must go, 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 and then they don't always go, go, go without losing a wing or tyre or something gets lost around the circuit, and then they end up not scoring any points. So it's a tough one on that mentality of the sprint. It does produce something that gives you that I must kind of get as far up the grid as you can, but also there's that real safety aspect kind of goes out the window with how they want to finish.
A safety aspect, of course, in esports is not the same, isn't it?
Yeah, do you get what I mean? I feel like I've just waffled on for 5 minutes there and nobody truly understand what the point of it I was actually saying, to be honest. And I think it's worse, I even confused myself, Biggles, so that probably didn't help either.
I got you understood there, James. If you look at the track map, of course, down the bottom is the start-finish line. And that turn 1, as I mentioned earlier, that is your turn 1, turn 2 is your overtaking opportunities, your best of your overtaking opportunities. But as you mentioned, in the sprint race, you won't have the DRS activation. So you're going to see everybody off the line. You know how crucial it is to get off the line. How many cars have we seen bogged down in the past there, James, off the line? That's going to be an adventurous territory here in Budapest to take that turn 1 and who can conquer turn 1. And then I think if you do manage to conquer turn 1 between J Smart, Miller or Thomas and Ryan, front row, second rows that they're looking at the moment, that's going to be the opportunity to then control and dominate the rest of the race for the 3 laps.
The thing is with this circuit, right, every car I've seen round here doesn't always have the greatest amount of racing, and I don't know why this circuit doesn't lend itself to great racing, because I've sat with a GT3 race and the producer was in my ear and literally just turned around and went, I've got nothing to show you. And me and the other guy was just waffling because there was just nothing going on. They were so spread out on the track that just physically nothing was happening. And it's like, okay. I don't know why this track does it. I don't know what it is about this circuit, Biggles.
It's not a massively overtaking circuit, as you mentioned. This is more about drivers conquering the actual track themselves and making them keep it within the lines, keep it on the track is more importantly, I think, than the overtakes. But there you go. James, you got the results for the qualifying. Jay
Smart from the Clutches of Wales Racing Team is on pole position. Matt Miller second, Tamas Boniadi third, Ryan O'Connor fourth, Elliot Borg fifth, Zachary Kokis sixth, Troy Banks seventh, Dylan Gomez eighth, John Silver ninth, Daniel Johnson in 10th, Sean Atkins 11th, Grigor Georgiev is down in 12th place. Tyler Gatke 13th, Anthony Giuliano 14th, Mason Sagar 15th, Lindsay Green 16th, and Jimmy Weaver down in 17th place there. So there is the grid on the track. 17 cars all ready to line up and hurl itself down into turn 1 for this 3-lap sprint, which I think could be absolutely amazing. And there is Jay Smart sat there on the grid, on pole position, looking lean, mean, and one fighting machine from the clutchless of Wales W13 there. So let's see how he gets on. It does look really nice close up, I've got to be honest.
Oh, it does. Fantastic camera
Beautiful.
work here, of course, the JP Broadcasting YouTube channel. And as we hurtle around his car, that's the 44 car, of course, so he's in honour or driving under Mr. Lewis Hamilton. That's won many championships before. Jay wants to be one of those to make it go. But James, you can hear the engines purring, and look out for turn one. Will Mac Miller seize an opportunity into turn one and control this race, or can Jay Smart cover him off?
Yeah, we're just waiting for Zachary Kokos to get on the grid. The lights are on. Here we go, guys. Ready to go. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we are green, and away we go at the Hungaroring. And it is Matt Miller got an absolute barnstorming jump off the start with Jay Smart there in second place. Elliot Borg, Ryan O'Connor's fighting out side by side as they go round turn one. Zachary Kokos has lost some positions. Sean Atkins has got him. Dylan Gonaz, John Silver, Troy Banks. He's lost 4 round turn one, all on his own there, unfortunately. And Zachary Kokos fighting away with Sean Atkins. That clutches of Wales Victoria's Secrets. Jimmy Weaver has been involved in an incident with Lindsay Green. That's not good this early on in the 3-lap sprint. But it's Thomas Poniatti, Ryan O'Connor battling away for 4th and 5th place respectively, with Matt Miller, Jay Smart out in front, Biggles.
And what a launch from Mac Miller, I said, because once you get ahead, he'll be able to control perhaps this race because only the 3-lap sprint. Great job. He needed to get it done. He got it done. Elliot Borg, of course, getting 2 positions in 63 machine in P3. That's good to see. Ryan staying where he needed to be. Thomas losing 2, unfortunately. And, of course, Mr. Columbia, Mr. Silver himself, getting 3 positions up in a P6.
Definitely did there as well. The gainers and losers on the left-hand side, guys. You see Sagar's up 4, the biggest gainer of what was a very interesting start for Jimmy Weaver and Lindsay Green. They did have a coming together. We will try and have a look back at that, but this 3-lap sprint race is quite manic at times where we don't get always to do the replays. But as you can see here, Troy Banks climbing all over. Currently, John Silver with Ryan O'Connor is defending like a trooper from Thomas Poniatti. On lap 2 of 3, we will be around to the final lap after this one of this 3-lap sprint before we go into that 39-lap feature. There is Zachary Kokos down for the clutches of Wales. Got Dylan Gonaz in front, Sean Atkins behind. They're currently on the run down into 14. Who's going to be able to get this? Can they avoid the drain on the left-hand side? Because that will kill them and put them off the track. And once again, everybody seems to be clean at the moment, Biggles.
They are just biting their nails at the moment and just having to just pinch their nails more than anything because this is it. Maybe, I don't know if Thomas can do anything on back of Ryan there. They're getting pretty spicy. I'd have to say not too much is going to happen between Mac Miller and Jay Smart in the lead of this race, and a bit of a gap there to Elliot Borg and Ryan O'Connor. But here we go, your pitches there. You go. A little bit of a dummy set there from Ryan to say, I'm here. And one thing they all are aware of is there is no DRS in this sprint race. So it's all about your ERS management. The batteries were charged at the start of the race, and you're deploying as much as you possibly can. Unfortunate for a couple of those drivers, as you mentioned, they had a little bit of mistakes early, but they have a feature race coming out. Mac Miller crosses the line to start the last lap of the race there, just ahead of Jay Smart, and we'll see how it's going to pan out for the rest of them. Can Thomas do anything in the turn one? I don't think so, James.
No, I don't think he's going to be able to get this run. I've got to be honest. I think Ryan O'Connor, if he stays ahead enough, he's going to wrap it up. It's weird that they've got a DRS zone on that run through from 1 to 2, considering it's going round that corner. And as we know, with DRS on a W12 round a corner, normally ends up with your back end wanting to come and join the front, to be honest. But we will keep an eye on Matt Miller as he's going up round turn 5. Through into 6 and 7 very shortly. Dylan Gonaz, Victoria's Secrets, Troy Banks in front of us, Zachary Kokos behind us, and we are sandwiched in the middle here on the board with Dylan Gonaz. What is he going to be able to do? Can Smart get Miller half a second back coming round to the end of the race now? I don't think he's going to get him. I think Matt Miller's going to wrap this up.
Yeah, it's going to be mistakes made, really, at this point. You've got to be chill and cool, calm, and collective. And if you happen to lose a little bit of time, don't lose too much time. You've got to mention this is going to be your starting position for the feature race. That's the more important one. So it should not be a problem. Mac Miller should be able to go around the final corner here. He will get it. He'll get it in the sprint race. Mac Miller over Jay Smart, Elliot Borg, about 2 seconds change down the road. That wraps up your top 3 for the sprint race there, James.
Yeah, Ryan O'Connor got ahead of Thomas Poniatti and finished off in front of him currently at the moment. Troy Banks just had himself a little bit of a moment on the final lap of the race. We're going to have a quick look if it doesn't decide that it wants to change over. Oh, he's going to bump the curb here. I got a funny feeling we're going to see this before. Oh,
Yeah,
no.
it's gone too deep in there. Just going to park it for a little bit and say, last lap, last corner, I'll let everybody pass. That's just the way it is. And good thing about Troy is he's not too worried about the race start to have too many cars behind him, so he can kind of pick his own strategy for the feature race.
Well, a quick look
That's
at
what I
what
say.
happened with Jimmy Weaver and Lindsay Green. There is Jimmy. There is Lindsay on the inside. What did happen to these guys? He's still going to send it through. Oh, that's typical. And then a big snap there as well. Right, we're going to go into the 5-minute warm-up. We will show you the current championship standings here before this round. Okay, so this is before this round, not including that sprint race. Jay Smart in the front on 120 points. Elliot Borg in second on 109. John Silver on 103. Matt Miller in fourth on 91. Dylan Gonaz on 81. Nathan Graham 72. Ryan O'Connor 71 in seventh place. Eighth place is Tamas Boniadi. Ninth Mason Sagar. 10th Daniel Johnson. 11th Steve Rubens. Michael Kostick down in 12th. Carl Herlitzky in 13th. Lindsay Green 14th. Steve Baker down in 15th place. Zachary Kokis in 16th. Tyler Gatke down in 17th. Now in the team standings, we have got Bull Shift Racing on top on 177 with the Clutches of Wales on 159. Scudiera Andromeda on 158. Burnt Rubber Racing on 139. Shyline Racing on 129. Victoria Secrets on 110. Cobalt Racing on 104. Broken Wings Racing 92. Blue Ballers 85. And the Part-Time Pros on 72. That is the current standings. It doesn't look like, looking at this though, Smart has got an 11-point lead over Borg, right? And Matt Miller is down in fourth, chasing John Silver. So it could be an interesting run-in, as we've only got 6 rounds remaining.
Yeah, this is the crunch time, isn't it? Of that they used to say the silly season for the driver swaps. At this point, it's about the season of getting as many maximum points as you want. You can't be throwing away anything at this point. You want to get race wins as much as possible, of course. But at this point, you don't want to be seeing yourself at a P10 or lower, considering, in this a championship battle. As you said, there's 11 points separating. So you got 120 for J Smart, Elliot Borg 109, 103 for Silver, and Mac Miller back there on 91. I mean, Mac Miller all of a sudden with a race win and other drivers not performing very well or having mistakes can easily put himself in the championship contention and still is in championship contention. But yeah, he'll get it one correct. But the drivers are aware, aren't they? They all are aware of. This is the crunch time in the championship where you don't want to go into the final rounds. Let's say the third last, 3 rounds to go towards the end of the race, having to chase down 30 or 40 points. That's going to be difficult. These are the crucial points of any championship where you're going to look back and go, damn it, why didn't I just back off on that overtaken opportunity, or why, I pushed it too hard, I went off track there, I lost all these potential points paying positions. This is more of like bring it home as best you can, but don't risk it for the biscuit scenario. Wait till a little bit later in the season for that to start occurring.
Yeah, I just think they need to be sensible in general, to be honest. I think they need to the most consistent one will be the one that finishes and scores the most points. And I think that's what they've got to be doing, is be consistent, finish and score. Because, we've seen people lead championships and they've never won a race all season. And it doesn't mean you have to. It just means you've got to finish, and that's the biggest issue, isn't it? Some people is actually finishing the race in the first place.
Well, that's what they're saying, isn't it? To finish first, you first have to finish, and that's the key. And so also another interesting, because this track is punishing on the soft tires too, James. So we might not see those massive overtakes that you were talking about before here in Hungaroring. But however, what you're going to see is tires performing and outperforming, and how the drivers take care of those tires. Do they buy them dinner? Do they buy them flowers, etc., etc.? So you're going to see some of those drivers starting on hard tires, even more used than we see in other tracks. Mediums are definitely going to be more of a durable tire. How they take care of them is going to be another key factor. And I think this race can be won or lost on pit stops rather than necessarily how massively quick you are on track.
Yeah. What would you do? Because we've got Anthony Giuliano. He's on the hards. Others are on softs and mediums. I don't think they're going to stay like that. I'd be very surprised if they actually do. But, you know, I don't know where I would go here. I don't know if I'd go medium hards or softs and hards to get myself a good jump at the beginning. What would you do?
Well, based on engineering drivers in the past for the other F1, the F1 game, it's about the trials. Like, so when you do testing situations, when you test with the drivers, you sit there and you actually go, okay, full fuel load. Let's see how many laps you can do. Of course, you're doing it generally by yourself when you're testing, so you're not in dirty air scenarios and things like that. You got to just see what sort of laps you can put in by yourself on those tires. You see, you're going to get quick enough on the hard tires. Well, no. Driver will still say, forget the hard tires. They're not worth it. How quick are you in the mediums? They're like, yeah, the mediums are there, but the traction. So what about the softs? Well, they fall off the cliff after, 20 laps. So we'll see. That's up to those drivers, up to the engineers.
Yeah, as we see, Matt Miller is currently in first place on the grid for the feature. Jake Smart second, Elliot Borg third, Ryan O'Connor fourth, Tamas Boniatti fifth, John Silver sixth, Dylan Gonaz seventh, Zachary Kokis eighth, Mason Sagar ninth, Tyler Gatke 10th, Anthony Giuliano in 11th, Grigor Georgiev is in 12th place. Then beyond that, Anthony Giuliano, Jimmy Weaver in 13th, Daniel Johnson 14th, Troy Banks 15th, Sean Atkins 16th, and Lindsay Green down in 17th place.
And the big difference now, James, will be, look at this, Mac Miller electing to start on the softs and Jay Smart on the mediums. And we know that they switched to Rude in the sprint race. Over to you, James. Who's going to take it into turn one? Welcome along, Hungary.
There we go, the lights are on and it's away we go in Hungary. There was a big jump on the left-hand side there, but it is currently Matt Miller, Elliot Borg, Tamas Boniatti. Jay Smart has gone all the way down into fourth on the mediums. There was slight contact there with Boniatti and then they both gone wide. It's Mason Sagar is off on wide on the left-hand side as they go on this run. Now down into turn two, but it is currently Matt Miller, Elliot Borg, Boniatti, Smart, Gonaz, O'Connor, Silver, Sagar. Kokis there battling behind him as well. Boniatti got off the line like an absolute rocket. So did Borg. Went past Smart, who was sitting on their medium tyres. Said, thank you very much. I'll have their positions now. And Jay Smart's down two in fourth place.
Using the traction of the soft tyre compound, of course, to their advantage, which the other drivers will probably be very, very well aware of. And they know it's the long game rather than the short game playing at this one. So we'll see how that pans out later. As I said, it's going to come down to probably to more of a tyre strategy than it will be to the absolute pace strategy of the drivers. But there it is as you read it. So soft tyre runners have gained. Of course, Mac Miller managed to hold off that P1. You got Elliott again a position, of course, and Tamas again 2 positions with soft tyres. And battle forming right here is Silva on the outside. That's the number 7 machine, if I'm not mistaken. Yes,
yep.
Or wrong. That was, yeah, we got it. So when we look at tyre compound battles again there, James.
Yeah, we've got John Silver on the softs, Ryan O'Connor on the mediums. Different tyres that we know. Silver should have to go in, but Silver's also going to have traction. He's gone wide.
Outbreak himself.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, O'Connor's gone round. O'Connor is round behind that pole. There he is. Ryan O'Connor went round there, got on the gas, on the loud pedal too quickly, coming out of turn one, has spun the car up, and around he went there, Biggles. And unfortunate for him, he has now dropped all the way down to 13th place, where he's battling away with Lindsay Green in front of him. Now, I can imagine what is being said inside of his head, and there's a lot probably expletives.
Yeah. Teams, flat spots, you're going to calm the driver down now. Remember, you're only doing a lap 2 of 39, so just get on with that one later on. Maybe flip up your strategy a little bit later on. Battles brewing course there between, Jay Smart still managing to hold on. And crucially, for Jay Smart, he wants to hold on to that DRS activation, what will be activating very, very soon. Only a couple of 2 DRS zones. They're not mighty all-powerful that you see in other tracks, but use them to your advantage as they make their way around to start lap 3. DRS activation will be on the next lap, I believe. But you can see Jay Smart putting the pressure in the slipstream, but he's going to be far too back to take anything gamble in turn 1.
Yeah, Ryan O'Connor is all over the back of Lindsay Green. Both of these are medium tyres with Sean Atkins and Tyler Gatke as well on this run down into turn one. O'Connor on the right in the white and red there from Shyline Racing. Lindsay Green for Burnt Rubber. Atkins for Victoria's Secrets. He's hanging it around the outside of turn one. He runs a little bit wide now as they're on this run up into turn two. But it is that Lindsay Green managing to hold on to this position from Atkins tucked up right behind him at the moment. This is for 13th and 14th place. Battles all the way through. You can see it on the left hand side of your timing tower. Everybody fighting it out for the positions that they are in. Grigor, Georgiev, Banks. Another little battle here going on for 10th and 11th place. Georgiev, of course, is new to the series this evening. Banks has been here before, not very often, mind you, but he is here this evening. So welcome back again, Troy Banks. Thank you so much again for joining us. Both of these guys on medium tyres. Should be a fairly square battle, but now we're going to go into the world of DRS. That's going to be opening things up.
Yeah, let's see if we can ride perhaps on board so you can see DRS, the letterbox will be opening. You give you so much more kilowatt power. Harvesting the MKG units and all the etc. gadgets they have in the hybrid era of Formula One. A little bit of a lockup from somebody, but able to get through their turn one quite cleanly. As you can see, the teammates working together. DRS activation just in the background there, but doesn't give you too much, as you mentioned there before, James, around those turns. And for now, it's just a bit of a follow game. As you can see, down into turn one against and a little bit of the back of the field there of Green and Atkins.
Yeah, they've not been following. I'm not going to lie. They've swapped places no fewer than about 4 times already. And they've done it again. So, yeah, these guys are backwards and forwards here. And it's an interesting one. Jay Smart has got onto the back of Tamas Boniadi. Jay Smart is literally on the back end of Tamas Boniadi here this evening as he's running into that position to try and take that third place away. Can he get it? He races in VR. He can see everything. He looks left. He looks right. He looks to the left again. He tries to go and thinks about setting Boniadi up. That's got to be his one mission, isn't it? He's got to set him up, otherwise he's not going to get hold of him.
Watch this, hugs the apron like your favourite grandma. As Martin Brundle say, but DRS activated, of course, from the teammate up the road there of Tamas. So Tamas is holding on to the back of Elliot Borg. He's going to be too far back. You can see the fleet blinking a lot of death. That means harvesting the energy, using the energy, deploying the energy. And I think Jay Smart, obviously, as a smart play, happy to sit back at the moment going, okay, guys, remember, I'm on the medium tyres. I'm trying to take care of them a little bit longer when you're going to have to box earlier. You can see the sliding there, too, of Tamas, mate. Really wiggling the rear end. It's important that Tamas and Borg work together as teammates for the Bull Racing because the fact that they can't be out of the DRS range, otherwise they're under the clutches of the Clutches Well Racing driver of Jay Smart.
Oh, I like that, Biggles. You did well in that little bit there, mate. That was nice. Nice. But we are on board.
I'm going to do my bit up in the custody box, my friend, because the Gladiators are doing their work in the Hungaroring.
I tell you what, you knock it out. I tell you, I absolutely love that there as well. Jay Smart in fourth, still chasing down Tamas Boniadi. You can see him in the right-hand corner of your picture. In his VR headset, concentrating hard as he's coming round turn into 13 now. Is he going to be able to get him there as well? The problem is Elliot Borg's going to give Tamas Boniadi DRS. Smart is going to get DRS from the Boniadi bit here, so that both letterboxes are open, so this DRS zone is nullified. It's null. It's not doing anything for Jay Smart. He's not getting closer. You can see the time. It's not moving. He's got to do it throughout the rest of this track. He's got to do it throughout the rest of his lap, and if he doesn't, he's going to be stuck here for a while. But don't forget, difference in tyre compounds. A medium for Smart, soft tyres for the two in front. So Jay Smart can go that little bit longer into the race, which we think he will be.
And another big problem too, whether or not the teammates are working together, Elliot allowing, but it's just going a little bit slower to allow Tamas to keep up in that DRS range. But the problem is that they're actually allowing Mac Miller to get up the road there. Mac Miller's 3.8 and change, and comfortably gaining a little bit per of this battle. So what are you going to be able to do? At this point, can the teammates there of the bullshit racing say, you know what, just go on, right, Elliot, stop helping your teammate out right now. Just go for glory here and don't let Mac Melly get too far up the road. That'll be questions asked in the team.
Yeah, there we are. Well, we dropped down to this battle here, and it's kind of kicking off all a little bit. Anthony Giuliano and Ryan O'Connor are literally nose to tail. Then we got Lindsay Green with Sean Atkins then, and Troy Gatke, Zachary Kokis, and Daniel Johnson. So there's a lot going on throughout the midsection of this field, and we are with Anthony Giuliano in, of course, that Racing Point pink with O'Connor, who, of course, did spin up coming out of turn one. He's took the tighter line. Here we go.
Is that a big pressure, James, now?
Yeah, he's going to get him here. I tell you what, that much. That exit there has just allowed Connor through. Connor said, thank you very much. I will take that. What is Lindsay Green and Atkins going to do here? Nothing happening there. What about Gatke with Kokis? Kokis sends it out the inside from the other Clutches of Wales team. He gets the job done. Man, there's a lot of job done earlier on here with that DRS, isn't there?
There is a lot of stamps being licked and sending it Daniel Ricciardo style, I would say. Absolutely. And it's crucial, isn't it? The exit out of the final turn. You got to get that one perfect. Otherwise, you're under that DRS massive attack. But it's providing us certainly fantastic entertainment here for the LSRL Season 2, of course, at round 10. Getting deeper and deeper in the season. A couple of little early incidents, of course, I think from Zachary and Jimmy. Yeah, so far, so good for Mac Mellon once again. He's got a chance to run away with this one. 4.9 seconds up the road here. And what is Jay Smart going to do? Just sit back a little bit and just manage those tires, knowing they're going to come and play a little bit later, as well as Dylan Gonaz as well, too, because he's also looking pretty strong there on those medium tires, James.
Yeah, so this is what happened to Jimmy Weaver. Oh, that happened.
Oof.
Oh.
That's a big time. Fast repair done, for sure. They have one.
Yeah, that's after he's towed back, of course. So there we go. Zachary Kokis is in the pits as well. Let's have a look back and see what happened to him.
Oh, straight out of the exit. Oh! And that's actually collected. 2 cars, I believe, were involved. The other car had to force to spin off there, James. So incidents all around here in Hungary.
Yeah, let's have a look. You can see what happens here. Don't know if we're going to be able to go back. Is he going to be going? No, it's this one I want. But it's so quick. He hits the curb.
He lost it. Yeah. Look at the other car in the background has to react to the crash. That was obviously and then that was whoever the other car was.
Daniel Johnson.
Yeah,
and Tyler
Daniel
Gatke.
just had nowhere to go. He went straight into the side pod of another car. But I think he kept it at the fence. So that's just one of those Code Brown moments that drivers experience here in Formula One.
Yeah, it definitely was. That's put Gatke, obviously, Weaver's back out. And Kokis is in the pits, and there's a spinner in the background.
Was that
there
live
as
pictures
well.
in the background? I think it was there, James. Who was that?
I've got a funny feeling if I go back twice here, it's Jay Smart. It is.
It's Jay Smart. Oh, no, James Smart's made a mistake. And he's under massive pressure right now from Mason Sager, of course, who's got the softer tyre compound. And, well, just like that, the championship leader is now not even battling for a podium position just early, but we'll have to see what happened there, James.
The thing is, that's the weirdest thing. It's not showing up as anything happened. But I know he went round coming out, they took corner. So let's have a look and see if we can find it here.
It was out of the final corner, I believe, James, so we'll see.
All right,
yeah, that's out of the final corner before the DRS activation. Right there, and he's towed back, I believe, in the pit road. So
let's see if we can catch it from this one. It's coming around the 2 corners now.
Yep, he's all tucked up, remember, in the dirty air. So he's pushing like mad. He knows that he's got the Bullshit Racing team members just up the road. I think this is the final corner when he snatches the rear. No, it's coming up soon. It's a left and a right. Yep. Yeah. And this way, I think it's a snap of just acceleration out of the final corner here to your right. So he hits the loud pedal, and that's going to swing it around, I think, there. Yeah, in the dirty air. Oof. Keeps it out of the fence. Yes.
But he does put himself under the caution all the way back down in 6th place, which is a little bit frustrating, I'm sure, for Jay Smart. Atkins is still chasing Lindsay Green. Green in 12th and 13th.
Are we seeing a carbon copy of what just happened there, James? The final corner against claimed another victory here. This claimed Sean Atkins for the 66 machine.
Yeah, Atkins is gone round and is off. There on lap 9, unfortunately for him. I'm going to guess that's probably what we've just saw with Jay Smart there, Biggles.
I'd say so. And I was thinking of tires, but you actually look at it, they're on the harder compound tires, aka the mediums. Look at this. So you can see a oversteer moment. I saw just a snap. And right there, it is perfect. So somebody, and that's actually had collected. Yeah, Zachary's actually been a part of that party. And it seems like King Kong or Donkey Kong has thrown down a couple of those bananas in that final corner, my friend, because now it's sending those drivers into a spinaroo.
Yeah, he is there as well. But Elliot Borg still ahead of Boniati. Silva with Jay Smarts trying to come back through the field after his spin, of course. He's tucked up right behind Gonas currently. He's going to make that move down into turn one. He's alongside. Job done for him. Yes, it is.
Make
both
it stick,
of these on the medium.
Yeah. Trust in your brakes. Just don't go too close to the entry on the final turn. That seems to be the hot spot that you don't want to be in. But Jay Smart, of course, getting his head down and realizing it's a long championship here and make my way anytime I can. Remember, still on the better tire, the top four above him.
Yeah, currently at the moment on the mediums.
Tire, James, not the best tire. The best tires are the softs, but yeah.
I think that's the thing. It's a more durable tire, but you saw how it reacted when he come off the line. There was just nothing there. He went down for it too before he'd even gone anywhere. He's down 3 overall due to his spin. He's sitting down in 5th. You can see the gap. He's 15.3 seconds back from the leader. That is the lead gaps there. He's 15 seconds already back from the leader. And the pit lane's going to be around about 42, 43 seconds. So he will have an exit, but he's got to really then almost get on with it in the politest possible way he starts moving up through the field. He's got John Silver. He needs to get the DRS as soon as possible on Silver. Needs to get that place done at the moment. He's just outside. 1.04 was his last lap time as he went across the line there. So he's just outside the DRS zone. And from Smart's point of view, he needs to get this done.
I think he'll probably deploy a little bit more of that energy. Maybe saving that energy for a lap or two. You don't want it to get to a 1.5 or so seconds and then start deploying that energy a little bit earlier. As you can see the battle right now, Troy Banks on the back there of Mason. So we'll see whether or not those soft tires are not working there for Mason Sager. Mason Sager still can control and dominate this sector of the race. Don't get too wide, but again, it might be a challenge. No, it won't, because you have to cover it off. To Troy Banks in the basically the completely black livery there. A little bit of a nice swish or perhaps like there on the side, but he knows the tires are going to come into play there for Troy Banks, and Mason Sager's going to do the best. But we've seen Mason Sager do some fantastic work on those tires before in the past.
And it's interesting as well that the fact that they are on different compounds, Banks can't get anywhere near him. He can't even get close enough. Sager's got so much grip coming out. He's gone into the pits. Yeah, they're boxing now.
Yeah, I think Mason's
had
enough of those. Yeah, he definitely early had enough of those soft tires and said, no, I don't want to put up that battle.
Smart.
He caught him, didn't he? Pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And could this be a crossover? Remember, they are punishing, James. The soft tires get punished very hard around here, and now we're just seeing recently how quickly the medium compound tires are catching the soft runners, and at a drastic rate in the race. There you go.
Here comes Smart now. No. Oh.
Don't put your nose in. You know what happens to the cosmetic surgeons, James.
You don't want to be doing that. This nose cone we're sitting on, you'll need a nose one. Don't put that up there. Not with John Silver. He's not going to roll over, be like a little puppy, all 4 legs waving in the air. Please take on my belly and I'll let you through, mate. You're going to fight for this position. And at the end of the day, you don't want to be sticking your nose up on the inside of John Silver just because you feel you can. You got to make it stick,
I clipped that one for the highlights there, James. I never heard that one before. There we go. Puppy getting a tummy rub. There we go. A tummy rub. Oh, in the inside. But be very careful there, Jay Smart. You know what happened last time? He went close to the wall there from the clutches of Wales Racing Team. But now with the DRS down the straight, letterbox open, and that should be a wham bam. No. He's outbraked himself.
Yeah, he didn't. Where you gone?
Oh, he's disappeared. No, he's back.
There we go. No, he didn't get it because Silver's then got the DRS going round 1 and out of 2. Yes. So Silver got the activation that kept him ahead. But unfortunately for Smart, he's now stuck there again. Silver's tyres are going off, right? We've seen the soft runners come in already. The front 4 are going to be looking at coming into soon as well. Oh! Oh, there he goes.
He's got to wait, James. He's got to wait for the straightaway, the main straightaway. I don't think he wants to, but he has to.
He didn't, but he looked like he almost lost his nose cone there. And I got a funny feeling there's nothing. Oh, we are still on the nose. I'm not quite sure how, considering we just shot it up the back of John Silver's gearbox. I'm not quite sure how he has got a nose cone, to be honest. But apparently, according to the physics of iRacing, it's still there. When personally, I thought I saw it fly off, but never mind. Maybe
Bit of end plate missing or something like that. Of course, that has to force the air outside the wheels. That's the reason why you have those end plates. You don't want it to be forcing. No, this is boxing at the moment, so still game on between Silver and Jay Smart. It's actually bringing Gomez into play there from the other Victoria's Secret team member, so they'll get the DRS activation down the main straight. Start lap 15. Getting closer to the halfway point. Not quite yet, James. Look at this. Last of late breakers.
Jay, wait.
Oh, was that a power slide? Out of Smart, it was. Saw that. I've lost quite a bit of time there.
To make this move. Jay Smart does not need to make this move. He's choosing to try, and really, he's just got to wait. You're quick. We can see it. Silver is on the softs. His tyres are going. But boy, oh boy, as I keep getting told of my doctors, learn to have patience. They turn around and say, as I'm sitting there waiting 45 minutes past my appointment time, but come on, Jay, we got you. We got it, but you've got to learn to settle down here, son. You're making a few mistakes that's now just dropped you back away from Silver. You're still in DRS, but boy, oh boy, has he got to settle down here in that car.
And that's a joke of the day, isn't it? Learn to have patience from your doctor. You got to remember too, James, these are the W12s, okay? So they're not the W13s. They don't have that, they have so much dirty air coming out of the back of them. So it's mimicking the reason why the F1 changed the rules there and made it easier for close-to-close wheel driving. And you can feel it once they do catch in that dirty air. It gets a little bit, it looks like you're going to take that car through a car wash. Mason Sega, I believe, had a crash there. Jimmy's had a crash. Lindsey Green might be in pit road, but that's we'll get pictures on that one in a minute as this battle's still resuming. Somehow, you'd have to say the Colombian driver's just holding on to barely any kind of tire and doing it quite well. Elliot Borg and their teammates are maybe exchanging. Mac Miller's still out the lead of this race. And actually, there's a pit road there for Elliot Borg. He goes in.
Yeah, Borg's in the pits, but he's dropped all the way down, and this is why.
He's crashed, hasn't he? I think he did.
He's crashed.
I saw this as he made a mistake into pit road area. There it is. Oh, snap of an oversteer and a massive snap into the fence. You know, that would be red flagged or at least a safety car.
Yeah, I want to see what happened to Mason Sagar, because it looked like there was more than one incident here with Mason Sagar.
Yeah, he's a bit lonely here. And what's Mason done? So he's already taken a pit stop before too, James. Remember, he's run off into the grass, and that's in the fence.
But what did he do with Jimmy Weaver after? That's what my fear is, because Jimmy's come around and done the same thing here.
There might be an oil slick out there. Oh, same thing. This is where Hungary murders you, my friend. That's the thing with this track. It's like, as I said, it's not necessarily about massive amount of overtaking you're going to do. It's about you versus the track.
Oh, Lindsey Green as well.
The track it's a Monaco without barriers. Although they're hitting the barriers.
Jay Smart has gone on to softs.
Yeah, that'll be the switcheroo. Now, stretch him towards the end should not be a problem.
Go 21 laps.
Yeah, but a lot of fuel load, remember, James. A lot of fuel load. So you got basically like, you're carrying the kids and groceries at the start of the race. Now you dropped off the kids and you've put the groceries into the cabinet, and now you're back into a lot of fuel load towards the end. That will help your tyres.
Yeah, maybe. But there's been a flurry of incidents there in the middle that you just had a look through. Caught up with some of the replays that went on earlier on. Troy Banks on that medium compound tyre here, battling away or trying to chase down Mr. Dylan Gonaz. Gonaz, of course, there from the Victoria's Secrets team. And what can Banks do? He's got the DRS wide open currently at this moment in time. So hopefully this will all go well and he'll be able to make that move past Gonaz.
Gonna try ERS, you can see, so the letter box will be open to you, as you all know about the drag reduction system, but the ERS management is that when you'll see the tailpipe flashing the red light. Now, it would be flashing a green light if you're a rookie in a practice session, but in the Formula One, it'll be flashing red. And that means the car is harvesting energy. The driver up the road will know that. They're behind them will know that. They're aware of it. And they'll see how much they're harvesting. When it blinks a lot, you know that they're out of ERS.
Oh, Miller's
off it. Mac Miller off into the fence, and that's an impact, and that steering column damaged. And that's Macmillan for Burt Rubber running in P2, James. What's happened?
He went off. He was in the lead, wasn't he? And then he did that.
Yes, he was. No, I am... Exactly, Charles Leclerc would be calling that one out. I'm sure Mac Miller will be. I don't think there's contact in the other drivers.
No. Purely self-inflicted there from Matt Miller, as Troy Banks is still battling away with Gonaz currently. Is he going to be able to get any closer? That's going to be the question. Can Gonaz hold him up? Here comes Banks now. They go down into turn one. Nothing doing here at well. Second DRS zone is open. It's a little short, sharp, really. It's more of a little poof than it is a DRS zone, and nothing getting done there either.
And lockups too, James. Look at that. They're struggling right now. You can see the focus on Dylan's face right now, unless that's the right camera you have. But
yep.
I'll tell you what. I'm sure if Thomas and John and any other soft runners right now should get a little bit of a memo to say, hey, the race leader just went off. Couldn't get it around a corner. Car struggling on those tires. When are you going to box?
No, it's going to be soon. I tell you what, it will be soon. But I am surprised Smart's gone on lap 17 to try and take a tyre 21. I'm a little bit confused. I've got to be honest.
I'm not concerned, mate, because you're looking at right now 19 on the soft runners on full fuel load. So you got to shave a few of that off once again on a lighter fuel load. I think that might be a smart play. He realized it was a mistake made. He now has to try to make it all back up. Man's leading a championship for a reason. We'll see how that pans out later on. We still have to get pit stops, of course, for some of those drivers. And I'm just wondering more than anything, if you're a soft runner and they're starting to fall off the cliff right now, don't you be falling off the cliff, because this track is punishing on the tires.
Yeah, they've got to think about what they're going to do here. Dylan Gonaz, Banks has just got past. Banks has just gone past. Ooh. It was a move from Banks. He has just got the job done over Gonaz. So Troy Banks up into third place, up 12. Biggles absolutely flying so far.
Yep, still yet to make a pit stop, but hey, that's a great position to gain there. Means only drop him a little bit back, because J Smart's the only one behind them, running in P6, has made a pit stop. Everybody else has a couple of positions. You got Grigor, of course. They welcome Grigor to the championship then, and Anthony running in P7, P8. He had to make a pit stop. Everybody else has made a couple of pit stops or two. Fast repairs, of course, of damage. But that is the situation currently at the moment. Lap 20 of 39.
Yeah, you can see Banks quicker over the last 5 laps, of course, on the bottom of your screen now. And, of course, then we've got Boniati's gone into the pits. Our leader has gone into the pits. Where will Jay Smart come out? Or where will he sit, I should say, after Boniati's made his pit stop? Is he going to be able to get close enough as Gonaz goes into the pits as well? Where is Smart? Smart is coming round turn 13. Boniati is still in the pits.
He's got him. He's got him.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Can he come back out? You're right. Let's have a look. There's Jay, final corner. He gets no DRS, so he's going to have to tuck up behind him. You're right. So there it is. Thomas will be able to go out in turn 1 and be ahead there of Jay Smart. Yeah. And on fresh boots too.
I'm not saying Jay's not going to get him on the next one, but they're on different compounds again. They've swapped, haven't they? They've rolled reverse. Boniati's now on the medium, Smart's on the soft, and it was vice versa at the start. So I'm not saying Smart can't get Boniati. I'm just saying it's going to be a tough order for Boniati to sort of keep a hold of Smart once he does try and get there. You know, they've got to be looking at how it's all going to develop here. And you can see the sector times, of course, at the bottom. Ignore sector 1. That was just obviously Boniati in the pits. It would be from 2 and 3 and onwards. But I'd be interested to see how this one pans out and whether or not Smart's able to climb back up here.
We'll have to keep an eye on Smart's lap times. More importantly, have to keep an eye on Thomas's Boniati's lap times, because he, remember, just came out in some fresh mediums. He hasn't driven those mediums. Jay's well aware of those mediums at the start of the race. Mr. T. Banks, that's right, Banks is on the back there of Silva. We know that they're going to have to box soon, whether or not they're going to be jumping ship on that one. Well, Silva has to. We know that Troy Banks doesn't have to. He's going to push those medium tyres a lot further than obviously what Jay did at this point. But we'll see how much they can push those medium tyres. And they're going to be looking at those lap times, James, to see, well, all right, let's see what sort of the times. But I'll tell you what, Jay Smart's last time coming out in the soft tyres are 15.6. The leaders are doing 17.9. Do your math on that, James. He's shaving about 2 seconds a lap quicker than everybody else on the track on the soft tyres.
Yeah. But that's the thing with Smart. It was expected for him to do that. We expected him to get onto them softs. We expected him to hammer away. He lost 4 at the beginning. We knew he was going to come back. Then he spun. Then he lost some more. Now he's coming back again. He slotted in behind Boniatti. The question is where is he going to be in conjunction to this man, Silva, to Banks, to O'Connor, to the men that haven't pitted in front? You know, currently he's sitting about 11.5 seconds back here. There's a good chance that he could jump these two, and then it'll be a straight fight between him and Boniatti to the end. But it's going to be a tough, tall order to ask from J Smart.
Well, they're going in, James.
Yeah, Silva's
but the thing is, he was doing the job because he's starting back in 15s, mate. And the leaders are doing 17. So, you know, he shaved 2 laps, 2 seconds a lap out before when we're talking about it. So that's all it is. He's coming down the main straight away now. And you know that we've got Silva that's just jumped in the pit road. Yeah. So that may be a jump on Silva.
Silva's only just stopped. Literally, only just stopped. He'll get O'Connor. Yeah. He'll get Banks. Banks has just got O'Connor down into turn 1. So currently at the moment, from Troy Banks' point of view, he's sitting there thinking it's his birthday, Christmas, Easter, tooth fairy and a trip down to the dentist all in one go here because he's now in the lead, which is amazing for him. But at the same time, he's also got a pit. Silva's now pitted as well, coming out on the medium tyres. Obviously, we know the incident, you know, the line on the stripe doesn't change always on the tyres. So he is on the mediums, is John Silva. So Silva and Gonaz fighting away here for 5th and 6th. Banks, I don't know where Banks will come in. He's on the mediums. Is he going to drag him out as long as he possibly can? That's the question.
Well, we'll have to keep an eye on the lap times because he can't now, James. He can't because everybody behind him are doing 16s and 15s. He's doing 17s. He's essentially the slowest driver in the top 5. He can't afford to lose that too much more. He is going to stay out for one more lap, as you can just see as he approaches around the last corner. So whatever he's gambling. But the problem is you've got to be looking at your times going, if I am losing a second a lap to these drivers behind, well, that is going to be a tough order. Jay Smart really tucked up in the back there of Thomas now. Silva, of course, is tucked up on the back of Dylan. Purple sector, I think, there was set by Jay Smart as well, too. So he's absolutely flying. This is the crucial part of this track. I told you, and it looks like maybe Silva's had a crash or something there, James. Not quite sure, but I did tell you that this race is won and lost on pit stops, and at the moment, that's what it's looking like.
Yeah, I saw Silva had an incident, but he's still going. So I don't know if it was on the entrance to the pit lane like they do at Spa,
yeah,
you know, when they go
may
on
be the case. Yeah, you're
when he
right
goes
on
near
that one.
the entrance, it picks him up that he's going to be going in. Elliot Borg is all the way down in 11th. We know what happened with Elliot. Zachary Kokis is chasing him. We haven't had a much chance to look at Zach this evening. Zach's sitting there, of course, at his steering wheel, trying to go to the left-hand side, currently down in 12th place there. It's been a tough ride for Zach this evening. He has had an incident as well that has caused him to drop down the back of the order. We can have a quick look at that one now as we see what Zach's been up to. So this was earlier on, of course, all the way back on lap 3. Oh, there we go. Just spot it up there. So that's why Zachary Kokis is down that far, of course. Ryan O'Connor from Shyline with Boniatti behind him, literally behind him, battling away for 3rd and 4th. Jay Smart is coming as well. We've got Banks out in lead, who hasn't pitted yet, Biggles. We think he's going to be doing it this lap.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing at the moment. And Thomas is going to be thinking about, he has to get past Ryan O'Connor as quickly as possible here. He has to sit back and wait if Ryan's going to be ducking in the pit road. Because if he doesn't, he's got to do something because Jay Smart's closing down big time here. Absolutely big time. Remember, Thomas has made a pit stop. He's net lead of this race. Jay Smart's net P2 in this race with the leaders coming in. They've only got 6 seconds to change gap, so that's nothing. They will be in P1 and P2. That's Thomas. Thomas has got to think about getting over to Thomas got to see, will he peel in the pit road? Or does he have to fight him in the turn 1? That'll be the key, because Thomas cannot afford to be held up anymore right now on Ryan, who has to box. Will Ryan box right now? Ryan peels in the pit road. No. So now, right, that's it. Thomas has to get past. He's struggling because it's allowed Jay to catch up here. Jay's also going to have the DRS activation. Here we go. Turn 1, James. We know it's going to produce a result.
Yeah, we expect Boniati's just got to send it on him. He's got to send it. But now Smart's got to go again. That's going to be the thing for Smart. He needs to go. Don't forget, O'Connor's been on them tyres now for 26 laps. He's moved
just let him
over.
through.
Let him through.
Wow. Complete, not a lift off to let him through there. Not even a fight whatsoever. And they're not even teammates, remember this too as well.
No, but he did let him through, and that's the thing. You saw him. It couldn't have been any more sort of blatant, but he kind of then battled away with Boniati.
He could have held him up, I'd say. I don't know why they didn't do that. For that's Cheerline Racing of Ryan O'Connor cross. That was J Smart Clutches of Well Racing. Got Bull Shift Racing in that Tamas did. So whatever that was, a little bit of team, well, keep an eye on that one, whatever was going on.
I don't know. Into team friendliness, who knows?
Into team friendliness, yeah, of course.
I don't
because
really
you
know
didn't
what
have
else
to. We know about the blue flag scenario, as you said. They didn't have to let him through.
No.
And there we go. So Mr. Banks goes in the pit road, and you can look where these drivers are right now, Sector 3. So I think I'm just wondering how much Troy's going to lose out here by staying out too long. We'll see. He did put a banker lap in for last lap, mate. He did a 16, but isn't enough.
No, but it'll be here. Is Jay Smart going to make that move down into turn 1? He's on the softer tyres. Boniati on the mediums. Banks is in the pits. Weaver's had an incident again and is now back in the pits as well. So it looks like Weaver's been in there for a while, mind you. He's been in there for about 15 minutes. So he's obviously had his incidents earlier on. But this is your battle for your lead. Is this going to turn out how we expect it to turn out, Biggles? Do we think this man, Tamas Boniati, is going to win this race with 12 laps remaining, half a second gap, 2 different types of tyre compound, and Jay Smart's on the better one?
Well, Tamas is number 3 machine, gaining 4 positions in this race. And Jay Smart, of course, starting at P2, in P2. He knows Jay Smart's leading the championship, but one thing Tamas does know, that Jay Smart is on the soft tyres and what he can do. And Jay Smart boxed earlier. He boxed back on lap 16. So he's got to stretch those soft tyres to go to the end. Tamas now on the fresher mediums won't necessarily have the... Probably, in fact, will have a similar pace now because those mediums are being worn in a little bit. He's got to just hold Jay off here and then make Jay force in the dirty air to scrub his tyres, wear his tyres, and then Jay... It's up to Tamas to control and dominate this race right now. And keep Jay. If Jay gets past him, well, it might be a little bit difficult. We'll see about that one. But the Bullshift Racing team driver, Bonatti, is in the lead of this race, and that's Tamas in P1.
Oh, big puff of smoke there from Boniati's car. He's a little bit offline as they're running out of 3 on this hill, up into 4 now. The fast left-hander, of course, don't hit the drain on the outside because you ain't coming back from that. Down we go again, round turn 5. Still Smart, still Boniati. Boniati in front of us. Through the chicane we go. A lot better runners than Smart got a better run than Boniati. Can he get him, or is he going to wait until that DRS zone down into turn 1? Only time will tell as we're coming around turn 11 now before we run off down to 12. We run a little bit wide. Here we go now, right-hander. Turn 12, done. Next one, left-hander, long looping left. Seems to take an age to get yourself round this corner. And then, of course, we've got the right-hander, which is even a loopier corner, where we're just going right. Gas now. Here we go, DRS wide open. Here we go, Cam Boniati saved it. He's made this one move. He's not going to weave me a jumper on the way down. And that is it. I think Jay Smart is going to get through. Boniati's trying to hug the inside line there, Biggles. He's put him off a little bit, but Jay Smart got the job done.
Brilliant driving for Jay Smart. Absolutely brilliant driving. DRS will go back to Tamas, but at that point, Jay Smart just on the money, isn't he? He knows how to drive a Formula 1 machine around track, and that's the reason why the man is leading the championship. He's got it done. Crucial thing for Tamas right now is to stay within DRS range. He cannot afford to allow Jay Smart to break that one, because if Jay Smart's tires do start falling off the cliff in about 10 laps or so to go, then he can fight back. Definitely fight back. The problem is now, look at the gap. It's 1.4 seconds. Tamas struggling. Jay Smart down the road will be almost impossible unless Jay makes a mistake. And that could be the seal the deal, they say. But for now, just keep with it. As you're seeing Zachary at the moment making a run.
Oh, fighting away with Daniel Johnson there. Zachary Kokis there, of course, on your screen currently at the moment. And, you know, it's interesting to see drivers, you know, because I didn't have Zach looking like that. You know, his arms are about as big as my legs. You know what I mean? I've got less fat than a Robin Redbreast. You know what I mean?
And he's obviously running force feedback level 50 with the arms like that, isn't he?
Look at him. They're like trunks. God blimey, Zachary. I can imagine Zach, right? And I've got this in my head now, and this might not be completely true, and I may be just utter waffling on here, right? All I see now is Zach in a lumberjack shirt, lumberjack boots, a pair of khakis, and he's out in his garden log chopping with a big 15-ounce axe or something like that. He's just there like, rah, rah, rah. Next.
I think Zach didn't tell you that he actually works out with Dwayne Johnson every once in a while. And when he gets bored with that, he's working out Arnold Schwarzenegger. So he certainly is a man that could pump some iron, that's for sure. And he can drive.
He looks like he's got that wheel on full bore there, looking directly at the camera. Come on, Zach, give us a smile. Don't look so moody. As he's got arms the size of my legs there, Zachary Kokis, on your screen.
I don't think he's listening to us at the moment, because I don't think he'll be able to not crack a smile on that one. But good on him.
Yeah, look at the size of it. The man's built like a tank. Get your 15-ounce axe out and start chopping the wood up. O'Connor is
Ryan's
now
going in.
Yeah,
eventually.
Yeah,
Last of the medium runners, Ryan goes in. He's going to lose a ton of places here at the moment too, because look at the gaps there. He should squeeze out maybe ahead of Grigor.
He should, if he could. He's got that car stopped already. He's not. Oh, he might struggle here because Silver's coming around the last corner. Where are you, O'Connor? He stopped, down.
No, he's going to lose to Silver, but
I don't know, you know.
Mate, no, he might not actually.
There he is.
Might be right on this one.
There he is. There he is. There he is.
Is he got it? That's a difficult entrance as well.
Silver was there.
Yeah. I remember Grigor, of course, is a newcomer in town, man. No. He's on soft tyres.
No, that's Silver and O'Connor.
Silver and O'Connor, so my apologies. Yeah, Silver got the job done on Ryan O'Connor. There it is. Bingo.
Yeah, but O'Connor's now on fresher rubber, isn't he?
Absolutely.
He's on fresher rubber.
Troy Banks also putting a ton of pressure there on Dylan. That's for a podium position. You got to give it to Troy Banks, my friend. 11 positions gained for the 8 machine, and he is just foaming at the mouth for a bit of the bubbly stuff on the podium. And the only thing stopping him, of course, is the Canadian driver in P3.
Yeah, as we've got Sean Atkins there. No, bro, we're US Marines. We're big boys. So now we know why Zachary's got arms the size of my legs. And then, of course, the driver can snap you in half, James. That is absolutely true. I tell you, I could be the wishing bone out of the chicken. I'm not going to lie. There is nothing of me.
Oh! Try and snap him oversteer. And can he keep the DRS? It's going to be crucial here because he's battling so much of Dylan.
Yeah,
he's got to make sure he keeps it within that. We're getting down to about 8 laps and change to go. James, you know how much it takes to overtake around here in Hungaroring. And a snap of oversteer like that will cost you. As you can see, the battle there with Ryan brewing there with Mr. Silver, the Colombian mastermind here.
Yeah, is he going to be able to get this? You can see O'Connor there pitted on lap 30.
Yeah.
He took them tyres to lap 30. Silver pitted on 22. He's like 8 laps young. No,
yeah,
that's the way.
Correct,
his tyres are 8 laps younger than Silver. Silver, of course, on the mediums. O'Connor is on the softs. Ignore the stripes. We know that happens. We tell you every week. But I promise you, O'Connor is on the softs and Silver's on the mediums here. He's got to make the most of it, though, and he's got to try and stay
whatever's in the timing table is correct, guys. So whatever the pitches are not correct, what's in the timing table is correct, and exactly. Right now, well, he's the Pirelli tyre tester, isn't he? He's going to see whether or not his tyres, even as mediums, could be as quick as the soft tyres that Mr. Silver's dominating, or trying to dominate at the moment. Look at the weaving there, trying to break the slipstream in turn 1. Not quite enough, but he knows, hey, he's got 7 laps to go here. He's got the DRS. Can he get it done? He's definitely thinking about it, isn't he? Ryan O'Connor, of course. These are it's more crucial, you'd have to say, there for Silva in the championship. Because, I mean, he's in the overall championship hunt, man. Where's Elliot Borg?
He goes. It's no. Oh,
No, not here.
Not there. That would have been disaster. Not
That could have
gonna lie.
been championship hopes over, too, and mistakes like that you don't want to be making at this point.
No,
Thomas has
definitely
gone
not.
off track, I think, as well, too, James. So how much time did that maybe cost him? He's got enough time to deal on, so it should be okay.
Yeah, we want to have a look down now. We'll just get this quick look. Bonnie out of here. What did he do?
Oh, yeah. It's snap. Oh, that little tangle of the fence, but that should be okay. Dance for another day.
The Marine, that is, Mr. Kokis, has been up to stomach. Oh, no.
That's a power slide. Yeah, that's just
Bye-bye,
like
Zach.
that.
Yeah, Zach's all done. We're back to live pictures. Ryan O'Connor is there, I promise you. Tucked up behind Silva from Scudiera Andromeda.
Driver on the outside.
Yeah.
Oh, they're both power slide out the corner as well. But have to tuck in behind. The DRS will then go back, remember, to Ryan. But it's not going to be enough.
He needs to clear Silva. Without a shadow of doubt. He's not
Clearly
gonna get...
faster, but it's harder to do here in Hungary, my friend. So hard.
Yeah, we know that. We know that is tough. You know, Silva's quicker in sector 1 currently. Can O'Connor get him in 2? Don't forget, different in compounds. O'Connor on the softs, Silva on the mediums. 8 laps between them. You know, O'Connor took them mediums to 30 laps, Biggles. 30 laps he took them mediums.
That's why I said he gets the prior tire testing award today of stretching those things off the carcass, literally.
Pretty
and
much.
the problem is right now he's just running a little bit of time there, James. 5 laps to go. He's going to be thinking about something soon. Turn 1, it seems to be covered off. Is that John Silva has just been, you know, saving and harvesting his energy and just making sure he's got a perfect exit out of the final corner here to now deny the DRS attack that's here currently on your pictures, as you can see in the background. Look at that. He got a great exit. It's going to be very difficult for Ryan to send anything here now. And Ryan's going to have to think about, I got another 5 laps now. So how can he break the Colombian's mojo that he's driving at the moment? The P5.
Pressure, and just keep pushing.
Sound like
Keep
David
pushing.
Bowie.
Under pressure.
And Queen, exactly.
Anyway, enough of that. Who said singing in a broadcast was good, great commentary?
That's
I
what
don't
we
know.
do here at JP Broadcasting on YouTube, my friend. You get everything. You get the puns, the food fights.
Oh, don't.
And you also get, of course, the singing.
Don't. Do you know what's going to be hard, right? Do you know what starts again in a couple of weeks' time? The specific series that starts again in about 1, 2, 3 weeks' time on the 4th of April. And that always ends up with me going to McDonald's breakfast.
I can't remember, James. But
The Sunday Drive Racing League on a Monday starts again early.
Here we go. Good exit now from Ryan, mate. So you have to hold your food thoughts on this one, because is he going to make it stick? He's going to have to send it down here. Last late break. He's going to go around outside, tuck on the inside switcheroo. No, can't get the power down, even with the DRS activation. And I don't know if they're going to send anything up through here, James. He's going for it, but he's going for it. It'll get the inside line now. It'll convert around the outside. Got driver on the outside. Look at the tire difference there. Goes off track a little bit. Gets the exit speed. Has he done it, James? Climbing up into sector 2. Up the hill, side by side. You don't see this very often in Formula 1. You don't see it very often in Hungary. And look at the defensive driving there from the Colombian mastermind. Held him off under massive attack. 4 to go, James. Sorry to cut you off, but that is called a motor race.
Yeah, it definitely is on that one there as well. O'Connor, Silva battling away here, and they've been at each other full bore throughout this race. Now, after the pit stops, they come out literally as they're in right now. O'Connor softs, Silva mediums, and they're battling away like an absolute troopers coming around turn 13. I'm expecting this move down into turn 1. Silva's going to head to the right-hand side. O'Connor doesn't really want to follow him. That's the problem I don't get. He needs to follow him. Silva's going to go very, very shortly here to the right-hand side of the track, which he has done, or the left, depending on who you're looking
Perfectly
at.
park it in the middle of the track, James. Exactly. Make him go around the outside or the inside, wherever you want to go. If we go on board Ryan too, want to see the sensational speed from a Formula One driver trying to make an overtake around Hungary. That's going to be the crucial key. Look at this side-by-side action. We're going to see this hopefully for another 3 more laps there, James. Can Ryan get it? He might be side-by-side. He had to lift off a little bit, James. They're still going for it. 2 for now. Blinking light of death flashing for both the drivers. They're trying to harvest the energy, trying to harvest any little thing they possibly can out of these motor cars to secure himself potentially a P4. That's what they're battling for, just a P4, James. But hey, P4 is better than nothing. We're both good bell-shaped right now. They don't get it right. Look at the different racing lines here. You got to compromise so much exit speed, Ryan. And we can see that John is struggling even to keep this thing on the track as well. But what a fantastic race. We're almost approaching penultimate lap. Absolutely fantastic. If you want to be tuning into Formula One motor racing, forget real F1. Tune into Light Speed Motor Racing because this is where the action is on track.
Yeah, he's got to get him on the DRS this time. He's got to get him. Lights on the dash are on. DRS is wide open. Follow him. Follow him. Follow him. Here we go. This should be the move from Ryan O'Connor down into turn 1. Silver's got to send it in deep. It's got no grip. O'Connor's outbraked himself. Big puff of smoke. Side by side on the run out of 2. And now O'Connor gets him. Silver tries to come back on the outside of 3. Not going to make it stick. O'Connor running round the inside. Job done. Thank you very much. On the exit of 2. Out on the run to 3. And away we go. O'Connor finally got that position.
Oh, and he did, absolutely. He's been waiting patiently for that one. Don't give up yet on the Colombian driver. Trying to come back because he's got to make sure he's going to stay within that DRS range. He knows at times, well, not so much on his side, but either way, it's there. And he can, whatever you can do, I can try to do. But the thing is, look at that, right? Once Ryan's got, he's got a little bit of a gap up the road here. Nothing to worry about Jay Smart, of course, there. Or Thomas Benatti and Dylan. They're looking pretty secure there for the top 3 podium positions here. But this is the battle on track your eyes have to be glued to. And whether you want to drive through McDonald's or not, this is the action. And
stop it.
Yeah, here it is. Penultimate lap right now, James. So
last lap of the
anything
race.
Silver needs, my friend, he needs to turn it into gold.
Yeah, I think this is going to be basically, unless Boniati or Smart or Gonaz makes a fault, I think this is going to be as they are. I think O'Connor's going to take this, to be honest. But it is going to be an evening with Jay Smart as we go round the line. No, Zach, my bad, collecting you with my spin. No biggie, I had plenty of time to react, but just chose to place my car poorly. No, these things happen. As we can see now with Jay Smart from the Clutches of Wales, Clutches of Wales racing team, goes round and wins the feature race here at the Hungaroring. Jay Smart comes across the line in first place. Tamas Boniati is going to come through in second. Elliot Borg has finished as well. Of course, don't forget they were lap cars. But Tamas Boniati comes across for the Bullshift Racing team in second place. Dylan Gonaz is going to get third for the Victoria's Secrets, with Ryan O'Connor in fifth, of course. That's going to be Tyler Gatke's going to finish there as well. O'Connor did manage to stay ahead of Silver by about 2 seconds there, Biggles. We kind of expected it, really, didn't we? When he got past him, we thought he might get on with it and get a job done.
Yeah, the Pirelli tested that. Then he lapping very late, got the tyres there, worked up the battle there between the Colombian driver, and job done. Exactly. Brilliant driver. We still have, of course, we have a Grigor. And remember, he is a new driver to the league, so finishing across the line there is a good thing that you'd like to see for early drivers. There's still Elliot Borg that's still in the race too, even though his championships in P2 aren't looking that great there with J Smart finishing P1. But hey, finishing is finishing. That should be your race results coming up soon on the screen.
Yeah. All done and dusted. We're just waiting for that man on the left-hand side to go into the pits, which he has done. So here are your results from this 39-lap feature. Jay Smart from Clutches of Wales Racing takes the victory. Tamas Boniati in second. Dylan Gonaz third. Grigor Georgiev in fourth. Ryan O'Connor, fantastic battle with John Silver there. Different tyres, done an absolutely amazing job. Ryan O'Connor took 5th place, John Silver 6th, Anthony Giuliano, tough night, down in 7th, Elliot Borg, even tougher night, in 8th, Daniel Johnson 9th, Tyler Gatke 10th, Troy Banks 11th in the end. 5 laps down. Oh, he crashed. Oh, we'll have a look back at that one in a minute. Zachary Kokis in 12th, Matt Miller 13th, Lindsay Green 14th, and of course Jimmy Weaver down in 15th. I want to have a look and see what happened to poor old Troy Banks. Here he comes. Oh, too much on the loud pedal. Oh. Okay. Well, that looked like more of a disconnect than it did anything else there, Biggles.
Made of, yeah, I'll be around that one, my friend.
Right, let's have a chat
Sure.
with Jay Smart here as well, the man in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. And where has he gone? Wrong one. I want this one. There we go. Mr. Smart, welcome into the booth. How are you, sir?
Good. Very good. Very, very, very good. How you guys doing?
I'm not bad, mate. Turn to your right. We can have a little look at you as well. See how hot and sweaty you look under your VR. There he is.
Yeah. That was definitely an intense one. I mean, I don't know. Where do you want to start?
Well, let's start at the beginning. You had a rough start being on the mediums, didn't you? You dropped 3 positions there.
Yeah. I got a little surprised at how far everyone else kind of got a jump on me, but then I noticed that they were on mediums and or that they were on softs. And I'll be honest, that's probably the last time that I'll try a different strategy from the other people around me, because I just could not get past Tomas and Elliott. And I saw Mac pulling away, and I didn't think there was anything I could do. And with Tomas having the DRS in front of me as well, like there was no way I could catch him. And so I kept trying to get really good exits onto that front straight. And that's when I looped it, because I tried to get a better launch than I've been getting on the previous corners, and it was just a little too much. It was really hard to follow on this track. So I feel like I got lucky. I don't know. The racing gods blessed me, I guess. I don't know what happened to Mac and Elliott in front, but I feel like I just got lucky. And then the only thing I knew I could do was try a different strategy. So I got on softs really early to just try to crank out some laps on my own, and seems like that worked. I don't know what happened to John either.
Yeah, well, Mac had a crash. So did Elliot as well, unfortunately. So, and then you managed to catch Tamas, and to be honest, we didn't look at it like you did. We thought it was a masterstroke. The fact that you pulled away on the mediums, you lost their positions, you managed to stay with them, and then when you got to the softs, that was it. You were just always gunning up to Tamas and just going to get past him. From our point of view, you look like you did a masterstroke, but as you say, maybe not so much.
Yeah, I figured, I knew with a strategy difference that I had a good chance of catching Elliott and Tomas. I was afraid it still might be hard to pass them if they were still in front of each other getting a DRS train. But Mac was the one that I wasn't sure. I think I had maybe after my spin like a 20-second deficit or something, and I figured maybe with me on soft and him on mediums, I could crank out like a second faster a lap, but I really wasn't sure, and so I risked it and definitely got lucky there. I think the rest of my race was pretty good, and I held on to, I think, an 11 by incident count for most of the race.
Nice.
So I got lucky there. I wasn't sure if that's what happened to Mac and Elliott as well. I wouldn't be surprised if other people got drive-throughs. Especially following was really hard to keep it on track.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Happy with the result.
Yeah, it definitely will be me as well. Thank you so much for joining us. Anyone you want to give a shout out to and a quick wave to before we let you go this evening?
Yeah, big thanks to Joe, Anthony, and the admins, Dylan, Elliot, Tomas, and everyone, and you guys in the booth. And congrats to Dylan and Tomas, and big congrats to Tomas for getting on the podium at his home race. I know he's excited about that. So.
Yeah, well, I will get him in the booth very, very shortly there as well. But thank you, Jay, for joining us and providing this wonderful picture of you sat there with a big old monitor in VR. Can't quite work that one out, Jay.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, man, you take care. Well, there we go. That was Jay Smart with us. Now we're going to bring in Tamas Boniadi into the booth. Good evening, Tamas. How are you, sir?
Good evening. Doing well. How are you?
Well, I thought you would have been a bit more stoked at that, wouldn't it? Jay just said this was your home track, and you come in all calm and collective like, yeah, evening, guys.
I think it's more exhaustion than anything else.
Tough race.
Oh, yeah. That was a little bit of a cringe moment at the end there. Almost run into the wall.
Yeah. Did you, though, think you would be able to hold Jay back once he come out on them different tyres?
I really think tonight came down a lot to tire strategy. Those softs held out for way longer than they should have. And I think maybe if we were on the same tire, there would have been a chance, but he had better pace than me. Yeah,
he was just lightning quick. He finished off last lap 1:16.7. You were on a 1:17.4. He was just absolutely blistering it round tonight. When he come on, and it was just kind of how quickly he caught you, to be honest. But look, you're up 3 places from where you started. You finished on the podium. You get a picture taken. Going forward as well has been absolutely amazing for you. We're on the run to Watkins Glen Boot next. That should be an exciting one. You got to be happy, Tamas, surely.
Oh, I am ecstatic. I just trying to contain it.
Mate, you don't really have to in the booth. I don't. You know what I mean?
You're like, is that song, mate? I'm so excited and I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control and I think I like it, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But Tamas, absolutely incredible. Thanks so much for joining us. Anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go this evening?
Yeah, absolutely. My teammate for carrying me through the first half of the race. I mean, Elliot came out here and had better pace than me after a couple laps of practice, so congrats to him.
Yeah, and then unfortunately he had an accident and you didn't. So, take props on that one. You know what I mean? Don't give him too much. But Tamas, thank you so much for joining me, buddy, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Take care. Right, let's bring in Dylan into the booth. Of course, Mr. Gonaz up 4 places from 7th, finishes on the podium with an amazing 3rd place here as well. Good evening, Dylan, sir. How are you?
Good. Yourselves?
I'm very well, thank you very much. I've just sat and watched an amazing race, and then I get to talk to some amazing people, and I get to finish my evening having a nice chat with you. How are you, sir?
Still on this side of the dirt, buddy. Still on this side.
Well, at the end of the day, look, you've got to be happy, right? Up 4 places, some awesome battles all the way through the race, and then you get the podium. Incredible.
It's nice. I haven't been here for a while now, and like you've probably seen in chat, I'm kind of sick of disappointing myself and crashing or spinning or mistakes constantly. And the thing that was different with this one is I had like 0 practice, and that might be my niche, and I just have to not practice maybe.
Yeah, just rock up.
That's right.
Just rock up in the evening. All right, boys, how much practice done? None. Let's go.
Let's go. The teeth fit.
Mate, as you say, if it works, go for it. Try it in Watkins Glen, and if you do it twice in a row, then you know what you got to do.
Yeah, well, it's always good when stuff happens to the pure aliens out there. Like I don't know what happened to the Elliot and Matt there. Yeah, and obviously that helps get the chances up there. And I was having a good battle with Troy. I don't know what happened with him. I was looking in my mirrors every lap, and next thing you knew, he just Houdini'd out of there. But we had a good battle, and then thought I was fighting for 5th, and then boom, you're in 3rd place. The big thing for me was at lap 20, I was at 13x. One more X, I would have had to do a drive-through penalty. So when me and Troy were battling, I was terrified.
No, I can imagine you would have been sitting in that car going, please leave me alone, please leave me alone, please leave me alone.
I know you're faster. Just one more X and I'm done.
Yeah, don't touch me. You can imagine there as well. But awesome racing there, Dylan. Thank you so much for joining us. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go this evening?
Oh yeah, a bit. The Wilder Graphics. If you need paints, they do wild stuff. That's why they're called Wilder Graphics. Grid Finder for sure. They help the league out huge. Sim Speed Shop, the Butt Kicker. I'd like to thank, Mom and Dad. They're always watching your broadcast. They absolutely adore your broadcast. They're top notch, And then the Black Gold Racing boys, I like them guys. They're always cheering me on and stuff. So I finally didn't disappoint them. So
awesome stuff. Well, you've done yourself proud, buddy, and congratulations on your third place there. Awesome stuff. Thank you so much for joining us.
Have a great night, fellas.
And you, Mum. Well, Biggles, that rounds out another evening of racing here for the Lightspeed Racing League. I think you've got to admit, it's been absolutely amazing. Give us your thoughts as we close out the show.
It was an absolute cracker. Jay Smart, what a strategy as well, too, stretching those soft tyres. It caught everybody off surprise, didn't it, towards the end, thinking they're going to do it. We did speak about the tyre strategies being a key around Hungaroring, and it certainly was. And it's a key, obviously, to the likes of Thomas and Dylan. Of course, great to see them in on the podium situations once again. Great battles towards the end there between Ryan and John Silver. And good to see, obviously, a first-timer of Grigor there, getting 6 positions gained there and finishing in P6. So looking forward to the Glen, of course, as we head upstate New York for the next round.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. Even in there, we'll give a massive shout out to Sim3D as well. Thank you so much. Go and check them out, guys, for all your sim needs, button boxes, fans, everything. You can go and check them out as well. So massive shout out to them. Links are down in descriptions below of myself, Biggles, JBB, sponsors. Go and check them out. That would be absolutely amazing. But for now, guys, from myself and the mighty Dean Biggles in the booth, take care. Have a great week. And you never know, we might see you on the track sometime. Good night.